Hello and welcome to the Rise Up with Orion podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. We have amazing signups for this webinar. And I think welcome to the day and age that we are all in. We need any type of rest and relaxation and meditation, self-care that we can get. So let me reintroduce you to Kat and Lauren. They were with us. It was actually last July. It's almost been a whole year, if you can even believe it, that we were together. So I'm honored that they came back. So a brief introduction before I let them tell you a little bit more about their business. But Kat and Lauren are here from Terra Firma Healing Arts. They're both certified and registered yoga and meditation teachers, as well as Reiki masters, sound healers, and spiritual coaches. So the last time they were here, they did a beautiful sound bath for us. So welcome back, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Would you introduce a little bit more about your business to our listeners if they didn't, get a chance to really explore it last time before we hop into our yoga nidra meditation that we're going to be doing?
Yes, absolutely. Do you want to take it away?
Sure. Well,
Okay.
first of all, who's who? I'm Lauren.
Oh, yes. That's important. Yes.
When people guess, they often guess the opposite. So Kat and Lauren. And yeah, so our business is like a holistic healing arts business. And we do all the things Tara just mentioned. We do them both in person and virtually. We do individual sessions and groups. So a lot of our business, how would you describe? We do
A lot of
offerings.
I think a lot of our business really speaks to holding sacred space for individuals to really connect back home to themselves, and whatever expression of that looks like for the individual. And so it's just, we're truly holding a sacred space. We're excited too, because one of our latest like offerings that we've been kind of bringing into the mix is breath work as well.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay, well, there's the next. I don't know if we could do breath work via podcast.
July?
But boy, it would be
Next
July 2025.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll talk to you then. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. Just kidding. That is awesome. So ladies, like I said, welcome back. We are going down a different path, and it was really interesting as we started to advertise this podcast this time with the name Yoga Nidra, if I'm even saying it correctly. People were like,
Yeah.
oh wow, how are we going to be doing yoga together on a podcast? What's going on? So let's dive in a little bit to that. What is this Yoga Nidra that we are talking about today?
It's just this most magical practice. Let me start with that.
Yes.
Actually, if you don't mind, there's something that popped up in a book that we were revisiting the other day, and it really speaks to what you were just saying in terms of like our need for rest, our need for relaxation. And I'd like to share just a little tiny bit from that book before going into.
Yes.
This book is a beautiful book, and I recommend it to anyone. Hopefully it can be seen. It's by Tracy Stanley, and it's called Radiant Rest. And it is all about the magic of Yoga Nidra. It goes from the history to the science, and then practices for people to make use of. And so this is a resource that we often return back to. She's just a really beautiful teacher. And something that she mentions in this is the acknowledgement that there's a growing number of important and powerful voices urging people to rest, to do less, to move away from the culture of really grinding it out. And that rest is truly vital to thriving. And we've gotten the message over and over that we need to make space for rest and to allow ourselves to take up space, to clear and protect the space for those who've been denied the ability to rest. And when we practice Yoga Nidra, we not only experience the power of deep rest and relaxation, but we get to wake to our essential nature. And I love this so much.
Yes.
I can feel you.
Well, I'm just loving it. And then I also was just thinking, like, with all that, like when a lot of people hear yoga, especially like in our culture, they think of like exercise, right? And what's known as the asana, the physical practice. A lot of times when we do yoga nidra, we'll do a little of the movement first to get into our bodies. But then what yoga nidra is it's yogic sleep. So it's all about exactly what Kat is saying, which is rest. And
It's a heavily guided meditation.
Yeah. And as you're saying, like in our modern day and age, like we could all like use intentional rest. And sometimes even when we feel like we're resting, we're not actually
We're not
resting.
No, right? It's this thing up here.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's it.
Mhm.
That's it. I love that you pointed to that, because that's the part of this practice is really coming into our bodies, and then the exploration continues.
Yes, I love that. And we
Yeah.
don't allow ourselves enough. It's not just from, the midnight hours on that we
Right.
sleep,
Right.
So again, allowing ourselves to do this during the day. And, thank you everyone who's joined our podcast so we can allow ourselves the space to do it today, which is great.
Yeah.
How is it different than meditation, or is it just a type of meditation?
I would say I would classify it as like a different type of meditation. Traditional meditation is primarily practiced sitting up, whereas yoga nidra is suggested to be laying down. I do want to just preface that you could also practice it standing if you're first starting and maybe only have 2 to 5 minutes to do it. But
Yeah.
the ways in which that we've received it, as well as the way we facilitate those sessions, is we suggest laying down or just getting in a really cozy position.
Is there a best time to do something like this for the maximum benefits that we'll talk about next?
Well, you really can do it anytime. The only time maybe wouldn't is like right after eating in case you actually fall asleep. But if you actually fall asleep, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was successful. I'm not sure.
But mornings can be really nice, or evenings.
Yeah.
And there are specific yoga nidras like designed to actually induce sleep. Although a lot of them like the goal is more of this state between sleep and wakefulness where your brainwaves shift.
Yes,
and slow-
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, it's just like the brainwave shift between theta and delta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it totally does. Totally does. We've talked about some, benefits of meditation in the past on our podcast, but again, just to kind of revisit those, what happens, to our body physically, mentally, maybe even emotionally, while doing it or after doing yoga nidra?
There's so many benefits.
I know, right? Yeah, where to start?
Where do we start? I think just in the ways of which we enter into the body through the outermost layer of our being, the physical layer. That sense of embodiment is so important in terms of our healing and being able to cultivate a greater awareness of ourself as we explore our own consciousness. I also really believe it can support us from shifting from our sympathetic to parasympathetic to sympathetic nervous system as we begin to go further into the practice. And so that in and of itself, I feel can be extremely soothing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of research on yoga nidra with its therapeutic benefits. So highly recommend looking it up if you're interested, but it is used therapeutically. They use it with veterans. There's a lot of research how it can help with like anxiety, depression. It can help improve just like your brain function.
Yes.
Even just in everyday life. I think you might correct me. It's about 20 to 30 minutes is equivalent of deep REM sleep.
Yeah,
of like
3 to 4 hours of deep REM.
So
Wow.
it's very restorative.
Yeah.
Yes, packs a punch. Listen to those numbers.
Right? I know. We actually have a friend who's a doula, and she was on a really the client that she was working with had a really long labor, and so she wasn't sleeping, but when she had an opportunity would have like these 15 to 20 minute increments where she would practice yoga nidra, and I think it was sustained her. At least that's what she was sharing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, and I know for me, meditation is always one of those that I fall in and out of the practice. There's a reason why it's called a practice, because let me tell you, I am not always a champion at my practice. But again, when I am successful, I know that I come into the world with my children and my husband a totally different person. And so again, from that kind of the social emotional side of things, maybe I
Yeah.
don't feel it during the practice, but let me tell you, I can tell that I am a much better person, with my family after. So I wanted to throw in there, that kind of social aspect of it as well.
Yes.
100%. Because go ahead.
You go
No,
ahead.
no, I can feel it.
I know. Well, okay, I really do want to hear what you have to say, but I just love that you share that, because with rest, sometimes it can be really hard to like slow down and feel like we're not like doing anything, but really we're like refueling our tank. And it's actually so important, like for how it can affect you later. Because like rest, I believe rest in and of itself is valuable, but sometimes it's nice to have that little carrot we can go in front of ourselves, and to think like, well, this is actually fueling me. This is giving me space to build that window of tolerance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This may be a very easy question to answer before I allow you all to, get going with our actual practice today. But is there anyone who should not practice Yoga Nidra?
Yes. I'm going to say, and we really want to use the word, and imagine that this is in all caps, severely traumatized individuals, severely, like when their mental health is quite severe.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then again,
more so like if just like being with your thoughts at all is, like at that point, it was like maybe seek some support first, but then you could do it. It has such therapeutic benefits.
Yes.
But like on the opposite of that, that's like more rare. Like
that's
more
like a 1%.
like crisis
Yeah.
mode
Yeah.
work.
Yes.
Really anyone from like children to
Seniors.
seniors can practice it.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful yoga practice that like you really just need your awareness and your breath, and that's it.
Absolutely. I love it. Shall we roll in? We have about 30 minutes left of our podcast today. If you want to take all 30 minutes, great. If not, then we can close the webinar when I feel that the practice is finished.
Okay.
But I'm going to turn my camera off. And, for our listeners, if you are listening to the podcast, I guess now's the time to lay down if the space allows.
Yeah.
If you are seated, that's okay.
That's okay too.
Like,
yeah.
Just
Okay, perfect. I'm going to turn my camera off and turn it over.
Okay, so the first few moments here as we are continuing to arrive from our day so far to this exact moment in time, just giving yourself permission to arrange your body in a way that feels supported. There's this quality of being held and free. Beginning to just draw attention to the ways in which your physical body is making connection with the support or supports you have beneath you. Inviting this to really hold you as we start the journey of feeling into the fact that there is nothing expected of us in this moment. This time is for you. Being gentle with this process of shifting from our space of doing into a felt sense of being. Allowing yourself to notice the weight of your head, shoulders, the elbows and the wrists. Just the natural weight of the arms beginning to surrender to this invitation of rest. Just momentarily guiding awareness to the space between the shoulder blades, the middle of the back and the lower back, and your seat. Just sensing the weight, the natural weight of the body being held. Becoming familiar with your legs, from your thighs to your knees, calves and heels. Just the natural weight of the wet legs beginning to respond to this quality of stillness. As we start to invite this stillness and this curiosity of what can be found within this space that exists between the in-breath and the out-breath, allowing this stillness to be one that encourages a removal of expectations. Practicing receiving that there is no way that you can do this wrong. This is just for you. Just for a moment, begin to invite your hearing to reach out, receiving the sounds that are within the space. If it's helpful, noticing the furthest sound, floating to the next sound. Even the sound of my voice, just all a part of this moment. Maybe arriving at the sound of your own breath, just the body naturally breathing itself. As you continue to settle in here, if there's any adjustments that can be made to be 5 or 10% more comfortable, know that you are free to do so. This time is about you and for you.
And now, as your body is resting here comfortably, witnessing the environment, it's giving yourself a moment to settle in a little bit more. Again, it's letting go of shoulds, just letting yourself be, letting yourself feel free to shift if you need to. If you can get a little more comfortable, giving yourself permission to lean into stillness, knowing if the mind is busy, it's okay. It's leading it back to the moment again and again, with the voice leading you, being an anchor back to the moment, your breath back to the moment at any time. And now is a chance, part of the practice, where we do some intention setting. In Sanskrit, it's known as sankalpa. It just means an intention. Could be like an affirmation for your practice today. Can be so simple. Could be, I am well. I am allowed to rest. Could even simply be, I am I'm here. So giving yourself a moment to land upon your intention. And without second guessing it, as long as it feels true and good to you, you can repeat that to yourself. Just noticing especially how it feels. From here, we'll begin to rotate our awareness through different parts of the body. So you might experience this as simply the thought, awareness of this part. You might even notice sensation. So we'll go rather quickly from point to point, just taking this effortless journey. Again, if possible, letting go of analyzing and just simply moving rather quickly. Once we get to one point, we're on to the next. So again, no way to do this incorrectly, just letting it flow, becoming aware of the right hand and the right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand and back of the hand. Noticing wrist joint, lower arm, elbow, upper arm. It's effortless awareness, shifting to shoulder, underarm, right side of the ribs, right side of the waist, hip, thigh, the knee, noticing kneecap, crease of the knee, shin, calf muscle, ankle joint, top of the foot, sole of foot, just checking that you're breathing, noticing big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe, awake and aware, awareness of top of the foot, sole of the foot, noticing this incredible structure of your foot. For a moment, sweeping through the right side of the body, then bringing awareness to the left hand. Left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, and back of the hand. Left wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, left underarm, left side of the ribs, left waist, hip, thigh, knee. Awareness sweeping through the lower leg, the shin, the calf muscle, arriving at the ankle joint. Feeling the body settle. Top of the foot, sole of the foot, the heel, the arch. Left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe. Perhaps noticing toenails, tips of the toes, pads of the toes, and details. Awake and aware, Moving awareness to the top of the head, crown of the head. Noticing sensation here, letting it melt down over you, awareness of your forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the eyebrow center. Sweeping awareness to the right eye and the left eye. Noticing sphere of the eye and the hollow they inhabit. Right ear, left ear. Right cheek, left cheek. Right nostril, left nostril. Feeling the breath through the nostrils. Upper lip, lower lip, chin. Throat center. Right collarbone, left collarbone. Right side of the chest, left side of the chest. Heart center. Navel center. Moving awareness freely. The right seat to the left seat, to the back of the body. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade. Back of the neck, back of the head. Crown of the head. Sweeping awareness down the whole right leg and the whole left leg. And now both legs together. The whole torso. The whole right arm. The whole left arm. The neck, the head. The whole front of the body. The whole back of the body. Become aware of the whole body together. The whole body together. The whole body together. Now become aware of the breath in the nostrils, just as it is. No need to do anything. Simply be aware of the breath. Notice the breath coming in like two streams through the nostrils. Feel the streams flowing in along the floor, the nasal passages, and feel the breath flowing out. Streams of air flowing in along the floor of the nasal passages and streams of air flowing out. Bring awareness to your right nostril. Follow the inhalation through your right nostril. And as you exhale, feel it flowing out of your left nostril. Keep awareness on the left nostril as you inhale. Exhale, feel the breath flow through the right. Mental alternate nostril breathing. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, count 1. Exhale through the left, count 2. Inhale through the left, count 3. Exhale through the right, count 4. Keep counting this way up to 54. If you lose track, simply start again. Awake and aware, continue counting, alternating breath. Now let go of the count. Completely let go of counting. It doesn't matter what number you got to or if the mind wandered. Simply let go of the count. Surrender that practice. Let yourself breathe naturally, just trusting the body to take care of this for you, this miraculous process of breath. Now, shifting into inner wisdom, little chance to explore visualization, creativity. There's this infinite well of knowledge within you, and all you have to do is watch the space behind your closed eyes, and a series of images will be named, and the mind might or might not spontaneously project imagery. Images or no images does not matter, simply a practice. So watch the space behind your closed eyes as if you're watching clouds in the sky or as if you're watching a film on a screen. Just effortlessly aware of this space without trying. Nothing to search for or think about. Nothing to do at all. Simply be the witness. A green field. A green field. A green field. A gray elephant. A gray elephant. A gray elephant. Muddy boots. Muddy boots. Muddy boots. The pyramids. The pyramids. The pyramids. A mossy rock. Mossy rock. Mossy rock. Steaming mug. Steaming mug. Steaming mug. Thick tree roots. Thick tree roots. Thick tree roots. A dusty road. A dusty road. a dusty road. Heavy quilt, heavy quilt, heavy quilt. Starry sky, starry sky, starry sky. Resting here in this starry sky, bring your intention back to mind from the beginning of practice. It could have been I am well, I am allowed to rest. Whatever your sankalpa was, your intention was. Repeat it to yourself here again 3 times with feeling and awareness. And if any insights spontaneously occur to you during this visualization time, take them with you. If not, know that's also fine. This time has been useful in awakening your creativity and intuition. So letting go of the visualization, becoming more aware again of the breath. Once again, become aware of the body breathing. Feel the sensation of the body breathing. Feel your abdomen and chest rising and falling with each breath. Feel the sensation of breath through the nostrils. Notice the sensation of your body resting, the position of your body, feeling the support that holds you, and the support of the breath within you. Feel the breath in the nostrils. Feel the weight of your bones. Feel the pull of gravity, letting gravity do the work here as you rest into support holding you. Notice the texture of any fabric against the skin. Notice the temperature of the air. Become aware of the physical body. Any sensation you might notice. Continuing with this awareness of the physical body, awareness of the breath. Beginning the slow journey of externalizing awareness. Listening for sounds within the room. An invitation to really take the time here to notice all the layers of sound within the room, perhaps outside of the room. Noticing these subtleties, perhaps your own heartbeat, your own breath. this whole symphony playing for you now. Become aware of the room you're in, even if eyes are closed, mentally recalling the room that you're in, the floor, the walls, the ceiling, the objects in the room. Noticing quality of light in the room, the hum of the room. Notice your body resting comfortably in this room. Taking a deep breath in and a big, deep breath out. Bring awareness back into the body, back into the room. Now, if you have time to continue resting, you can feel free to drift off. But if you'd like to come back to your day, the Yoga Nidra is complete. So now is the time to begin to softly open and close the eyes. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And stretch or move your body in any way that feels good. Just letting yourself move intuitively. Stretching or moving in any way you'd like. If you're laying down, you can turn to one side. Taking a few deep breaths here, however you find yourself. Pressing yourself up to sitting if you're lying down. Keeping eyes closed if you can for just a moment. And sitting up tall. Top of the head rising towards the ceiling. Maybe rolling your shoulders down and back a few times, a few neck rolls. Just noticing how you feel now. Taking a couple more deep breaths, stretching in any way that feels good. Feeling the ground holding you, feeling your energy rising back into your body, hopefully more refreshed and connected now. It's knowing this practice is one that's readily available. If you found benefit from it, it's yours to come back to again and again. Thank you all so much for joining us, giving us your time. We wish you a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.